Well, Yasmin Khatun Dewan is a journalist who's covering CAR. She joins us now from London. Yasmin, good to speak with you. We mentioned there the rebel advance. Just tell us the situation with that currently.
Kamali, a number of towns have been seized by this rebel alliance who are calling themselves Patriots for Change. They're made up of a few different groups, but the UN only retook the town of Bambari just last week, and we've heard already that at least 5 civilians have been killed, 3 UN personnel have been killed. It's a worrying situation, to say the least, knowing that some of those that make up this alliance are part of the former anti-Balaka militia, which came about in the recent civil war.
And of course, the chance for people to cast their ballots is their democratic rights. But is there any sort of thought being given to the idea that perhaps with this encroaching violence, these elections should be postponed?
Oh, absolutely. A number of candidates have stepped down. There are already almost 600,000 people displaced from the CAR in neighbouring countries. There's internal displacement. There are thousands of people who have had to flee their homes just in recent weeks because of this advance by this militia alliance. So none of these people will be able to vote, and all of this could be used by Francois Bouazizi and the alliance he has merged with to try and say this election shouldn't count and actually assist in his efforts for a coup d'etat.
And Yasmin, just tell us about the international community's efforts to try and help keep these elections as safe as they can be. I know the UN are on the ground, but some other nations have sent people too.
Yes, so we know that Russia has a number of investments in the country. They themselves have sent at least 300 military personnel. Rwanda have sent a number of individuals. Rwanda already have a number of military personnel in the country as a part of the UN MINUSCA forces. Neighbouring countries make up much of the MINUSCA force to keep things local. A number of Chadian troops make up a part of that as well. And they are trying to ensure a smooth and fair election, but the concerns that sit behind Francois Bouazizi's return, you know, he wanted to run for president. That's why he came back to the country. And these fears are very much real. Ethno-religious genocide took place following his deposition and the rise of the Christian anti-Balaka militia, where we saw mosques burnt to the ground, civilians killed, women raped, and a situation we do not want to see again. So this sort of instability is incredibly worrying, even with these individuals and military personnel and the UN forces on the ground. They were then there too. So their position in the country doesn't mean it's entirely safe, as we've seen with the killing of these UN personnel recently. Yeah. It's a very worrying situation.
Absolutely, a very fragile situation, and one we'll be keeping a close eye on. Yasmin Khatun Dewan, thank you for that.